Welcome Diecast fans, I'm Tom Spanners Watson.
And I'm Frankie Geary Gibbs.
And welcome to this epic final round of the DIRS.
That's right, it all started 8 months ago at Transport Diecast Racing, then went to Monster Motorsport, RTR Diecast Racing League, Jackson Pass Speedway, We Race Diecast, Live Young Diecast, Flat Rabbit Racing Club, and the final round now takes off at Chaos Canyon.
There's a link in the description for the full DIRS playlist so you can see every DIRS race. But you're here to watch the finals, so let's have a look at Group 7 and see if anybody is going to be able to take down the two current leaders. So first up we've got Oliver James. He came into the Canyon first, his best score was 16 on any one track, he averages 13.6 and he qualified first overall.
Then we've got Glenn Harding, he came into the Canyon 17th equal, his best score on any track was 13, he averages 10 per track and he qualified 4th.
Then we've got Todd Owen, he came into the Canyon at 17th equal, his best score on any track is 16, averages 10 and qualified 24th.
Then finally we've got Daddy G, who came into the Canyon 30th. His best score on any track was 16, he averages 7.4 and qualified 19th.
So race number 1, we've got Oliver James in the outside lane, Daddy G on the inside, Glenn Harding and Todd Owen in the back row. James looking dominant here, well out in front, he spins, Glenn Harding slams into him and he slips right by him. Oliver James got taken out there, Glenn Harding with the amazing overtake.
That was awesome. Check this out in the Big Kahuna replay. James slowed right down, Harding smashed into the side of him, but then had enough pace to keep going. And look at the way he just picked his line right past Oliver James there to sneak the win from right under him.
Yeah, Oliver James should have taken that out easily. He was miles ahead of everybody as they went over the jump. But it proves the Canyon is a cruel, cruel mistress. You've got to be on your game at all times. All right, race number 2. Oliver James and Glenn Harding up front, Daddy G and Todd Owen in behind. James will come out with the lead, but Glenn Harding gets in front of him. Glenn Harding with the move, Todd Owen pushing hard on Oliver James. James just holds him out.
Look at this Big Kahuna replay. As they came down here, Oliver James was under all sorts of pressure from Todd Owen there, but he just kept him pushed into the wall mercilessly to hold on to second spot. But Glenn Harding, 2 from 2 wins. That's a great start for him.
And definitely his best showing so far. He's got one more race in the front row. He's next to Todd Owen. We've got Daddy G and Oliver James in the back row.
James is all over Glenn Harding's rear end there.
Phrasing. Harding finds some space, gets out in front, but here comes Oliver James yet again. He's trying to get past, but can't do it. Glenn Harding holds on to first place yet again. And Daddy G stalled out halfway down the finish straight. And where's Todd Owen?
He's having a bit of a lay down at the exit to Kahuna Corner. We'll see in the Big Kahuna replay just what happened. So you got Glenn Harding well out in front, and Todd Owen just throws himself sideways and ends up on his roof. Don't know what happened there, but then Daddy G did a great job of getting around him, but somehow he stalls out.
And look at this run to the finish here. Oliver James all over Glenn Harding. And then you see Daddy G in the background just bounce badly off the side of the track.
But Glenn Harding managing to frustrate Oliver James yet again.
So Glenn Harding, 3 from 3. Can he make it 4 from 4? Oliver James consistent, coming in second place there 3 times in a row. The final race, we've got Todd Owen and Daddy G up front, Glenn Harding and Oliver James in the back row. James trying to nudge Daddy G out of the way. Glenn Harding coming through. Oh, and Todd Owen goes off. Then hands the lead to Glenn Harding yet again. And Oliver James picks up 3rd place for 2 points.
Wow, Todd Owen just having all sorts of trouble with the jump in these last 2 races. He goes completely wild there. That hands first place spot to Glenn Harding, who has just been absolutely on fire this round and picks up his 4th win in a row.
Glenn Harding, only the 3rd person ever to pick up a perfect 20 score in the DIRS, but the 2 points for Oliver James means he scores 11 overall, and when we add that to his previous score, Oliver James now takes the lead with 106 points. A great run from Glenn Harding, picks up 90 points, but that is not enough to get him to the top of the table as we go into the final group, Group 8.
That's right, the other leader coming into this round was Mike Mays, and it's his turn to step up now.
So Mike came into this round first equal with Oliver James. His best score on any track is 17. He averages 13.6 and he qualified 26th, and he's going to need 12 or better if he's going to win.
Paladin came in 15th to the Canyon. His best score on any track was 16. He averages 10 and he qualified 24th.
Then we've got Nick Devers, who came into the Canyon 21st. His best score on any track was 14. He averages 9.7 points per track, and he qualified 25th.
And then finally, we've got Flip, who came into the Canyon 25th. His best score on any track was 12. He averages 8.4 per track, and he qualified 17th.
So as we go to race 1 for the final round of the DIRS, we've got Nick Devers and Flip up front, Paladin and Mike Mays in the back row. Devers comes out of KM corner with the lead. Mays right on his tail. Devers goes over. He goes off track. Mays goes down to the finish, takes first place. And nobody else finishes there. We've got Paladin stuck halfway down the finish straight. And then Nick Devers. And it looks like Flip stopped there to see if Nick Devers was okay.
As we go through the Big Kahuna replay, Devers out in front, but it was a tight group all up. Flip got his rear end up on the track, but Nick Devers here flipping over as Paladin goes around the outside of Flip. We'll see it on this angle. So Devers comes in, goes sideways, has too much pace, and it looks like Mays might have given him assist there.
Let's have a look at it on the close-up. And Mays definitely shoveling Nick Devers fully off track there. Paladin got around Flip, but was unable to convert, and Mays a little bit lucky that he didn't spin out and stop as well.
But coming into this race, Mike was 11 points behind Oliver James, the current leader of the total DIRS. He just needs to keep consistent and stay on track, and he has got this in the bag.
As we go to race 2, Mays still in the back with Devers, Flip and Paladin up front. It's a tight bunch again. Devers and Flip up front. Paladin goes around Nick Devers beautifully there. Flip spins, Paladin takes second. Mike Mays crosses last.
That's disappointing for Mike, but what a move here. Let's have a look at this replay. Look at Paladin, gets up the inside of Nick Devers. Beautiful overtake. Mays gets a little bit thrown out by the action in front of him, and he only picks up the 1 point this round. He has to win at least the next race and then place in the last race if he's going to have any chance of taking out this competition.
So Mays starting from the front row this time. Paladin next to him, Nick Devers and Flip in the back row. Mike is out quick, Devers close behind. Mike with a big lead here. Oh, he goes loose. Paladin right up on him. Mays spins across the finish line but holds on to first place. Paladin second, Flip third, and Nick Devers stalls out before the finish line.
Let's have a look at this replay. What was Mike doing? He goes right to the inside. Look at him slide around the inside of Kahuna corner. He could have easily gone off track there, and that just let Paladin catch right up to him.
Mays there with possibly the sketchiest cornering I've ever seen on Kahuna corner. He manages to hold on and take the win. That means those 5 points lift him up to 11 overall, and he is now tied for first place with Oliver James for the total championship. All he has to do is finish this next race and it's all his.
Oh, jinx it much?
Come on mate, he's only got to finish, and he's starting on the inside lane, front row. Next to him is Nick Devers, Paladin and Flip in the back, but it's all about Mays. He doesn't matter where he comes, he only has to finish. And he's flipped it over. He flips over. Flip goes around and Paladin gets past as well. And Mike Mays goes down. Holds up Nick Devers.
Oh, Mike, we'll look in the Big Kahuna replay. Devers was miles behind him, but he just pushed too hard into Kahuna corner and he didn't need to do it. And then unfortunately for him, Nick didn't have the power to push him all the way to the finish, so he is now tied with Oliver James for the championship title.
Just incredible. After thousands of miles travelled, 8 tracks, 8 months of racing, we end up with a draw for first place. This is absolutely unbelievable.
Well, thanks very much for watching. It's been great to have you here. We look forward to seeing you.
What are you doing?
Well, it's over. That's all the racing. It's all done.
We can't finish this tournament on a draw. The winner gets all the cars. We can't split the cars. So let's go to a quick break while we work it out.
Look cool, be cool with this awesome Chaos Canyon t-shirt available at chaoscanyonmerch.online. Get yours today.
Welcome back, Diecast fans. We decided during the break that the best way to do this is a head-to-head race best of 3.
The problem we had is who's going to take the inside lane advantage.
So the only thing to do to keep it even was to start them with a time trial.
That's right, whichever driver gets the fastest time is going to get that inside lane advantage. Normally we'd give it to the driver who had the most points coming into this round, but both drivers were tied, so this is the best way for us to decide it.
First up, we've got Oliver James. He's loaded in the gate, ready to run. The muscle bound was the top qualifier coming into this. Can he do it again? As he gets underway, down into KM corner. Clean over the jump. Gould gets a slight spin going through Kahuna corner, but down to the finish in a 9.033. I must say I was expecting a sub-9 time, but maybe it'll be quick enough. Let's find out.
Mike's got a really good chance here. He just has to pick his line right, and he can easily beat that time and get a sub-9 and take the inside lane for the big finale.
Mays is ready at the top of the canyon. His nerves must be on edge as he gets underway into KM corner. Heads through the dipper, over the jump, the slight spin just like Oliver James. Oh, but a big spin there is going to slow him down just enough to let Oliver James take pole position.
I really hope Mike can tidy up his driving for the big final. This is it. Everything is on the line. The first driver to win 2 races is the winner of the DIRS 2021.
So this is it. 8 months of racing, and it comes down to this. They get underway for the first time. They're pretty even as they go in, but James gets ahead slightly. He spins violently. Mays is catching up. He tries to go around him, and James shuts him out. Mike stalls out.
That's right, this isn't about points. This is purely about crossing the finish line first. First one to win 2 out of 3, and James has just posted his first one.
Oliver James goes up 1-0. Mike Mays now in the inside lane.
Yeah, Mike's got a real chance to beat him off.
Oh, freezing. So Mays quick out of the gate. But Oliver James answers back, gets ahead of him through KM corner. Nicely through. And takes the win. Sounds like Mays went off track there somewhere.
Oh, look at that, he's parked up on the tow trucks.
Wow, so Mays just absolutely gave it everything he could, but was not enough. Congratulations, Oliver James.
That is absolutely superb bit of driving, mate. You did a fantastic job. Not only did you come into this round as top seed, you also qualified first in the competition, so you proved right at the beginning you were here to muck around, you were here to win, and you've just proven that you had what it takes across 8 different tracks, thousands of miles travelled. You've taken out the championship.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. Now, a huge thank you to all of the drivers that entered, and a massive thank you to the 8 tracks involved in this series. If you haven't seen their races, please go and check them out. There's links in the description, and make sure you subscribe to them. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help the channels. Thanks very much for watching. This has been an absolute pleasure and a huge, huge series. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Man, I can't believe it came down to a draw like that.
I know, mate. I know. It was awesome.